Now to Illinois, where the rise in both coronavirus cases and deaths caused by it have funeral homes working around the clock to keep up with requests for services. But enforcing regulations, social distancing, and restrictions stemming from the virus is making the grieving process much more difficult for mourners. NBC's Cal Perry spoke to a funeral home director in Chicago, and he joins us now. Cal, along with so many things, this is this tragic reality parallel to the coronavirus that is just something that is so tough for us to need to be talking about. What did you learn?
Absolutely. And this funeral home, Leak & Sons, is actually Black-owned. It has been for 3 generations. And we've talked so much about how communities of color are adversely impacted. As you said, a wave of requests for funeral services. We talked to them about all the changes they've made, from increasing capacity to trying to get mourners to socially distance. And as you alluded to, impossible to imagine socially distancing at a funeral when you're trying to grieve.
It's very scary. I've never witnessed anything like this. You know, when I was little, I always wanted to say that, I wanted to be one of the most well-known funeral homes in the country, following in the footsteps of my grandfather and my father. I didn't want us to get the business like we're getting it now.
Spencer Leak Jr. is a different kind of frontline worker in hard-hit Illinois.
We see on the news that the death rate is rising. I'm looking in our computer system, I'm seeing the names, and I know who died of COVID and who did not, and I see a lot of COVID on the files.
You're seeing a second wave now.
We're seeing that second wave. I'd be here all day, get here like 9 o'clock in the morning. I wouldn't get home at 10 at night. My wife is at the door with Lysol spraying me. I can't go in the room where she is. I'm not hugging my kids.
To keep up with funeral demand, he's buying new hearses and added storage.
We went from being able to hold like 40 remains in our cooler system to like 120. And I need more space right now.
And has been forced to take unthinkable measures, limiting the number of loved ones gathering to grieve.
So we've hired security guards. They're standing out front of the funeral home like we're a nightclub or something, trying to regulate the people coming in.
Somebody's going off behind you to be buried, and there are still folks who don't believe this is real.
If they just come spend just spend a day with me, and they will not believe that anymore.
Savannah, like all frontline workers, the fear of getting sick or taking the virus home is ever present. Mr. Leak told me that he's now wearing a mask in the house.
Hey, NBC News viewers, thanks for checking out our YouTube channel. Subscribe by clicking on that button down here and click on any of the videos over here to watch the latest interviews, show highlights, and digital exclusives. Thanks for watching.